For this rail adventure, you can begin your journey to the past by getting off SunRail at the Church Street station. There, you can either walk or you can catch the free limo bus to the corner of Magnolia and Central, the Orange County Regional History Center. On a recent visit, we had an opportunity to talk to the museum's director, Michael Perkins.
The History Center tells 12,000 years of Central Florida history with 3 floors of really dynamic exhibits. We think we tell a great story, the untold story of Central Florida's history. So many folks think that Florida's history in Orlando began with Disney, and the story we tell shows everybody that that's really not true, that we have thousands of years of history, hundreds of years of really terrific history. Citrus history, cattle history, the pioneers. This was the last real frontier east of the Mississippi, right here in Central Florida in the 1870s and 1880s. So we tell a spectacular story, and it's completely untold. We're thrilled to bring it to people in a really exciting, fun way. We think that guests and visitors will have just a great time here learning about the undiscovered history of Central Florida.
So tell me about a couple of the exhibits that are your favorites.
Well, of course, the citrus exhibit is one of my favorites because citrus went so far toward building Central Florida's history. We're called Orange County, after all, for a very good reason. And by the way, our previous name before that in 1848 was actually Mosquito County. So you can imagine how many tourists we'd be getting if we were still Mosquito County. But the citrus history is very fascinating. At one point, all of Central Florida was really covered with citrus trees. It almost literally was, and it was orange gold. It was the way that folks made money well into the 20th century. It was finally with the arrival of Disney and some unfortunate freezes that happened in the 1970s and 80s that led to all the build out today, to the point where it's hard to find a citrus grove very far outside of Orlando. It's just amazing how that has changed, but citrus really shaped the growth of this area and how we became the city and the region we are today.
So is this a museum that's just like for kids, or is this stuff for all ages?
We have things for all ages. We have a wonderful spread of events and activities for all ages. We're really family oriented. We have some hands-on in the exhibition halls. We have our educational programming, of course, where we do a great job with our docents showing the children around and the school groups around. We have actors that come in and portray certain characters from our past. We have all sorts of special events where we get deeper into the story of Central Florida's past, or have fun events like our trick-or-treat safe zone that we have every October, right around Halloween, where we invite the children to come in with their family on a free day and just go around and trick-or-treat within the exhibit hall so they can have some fun learning Central Florida history and get candy. And what's better than that? Learning and getting candy at the same time. So we have a lot of fun events like that. We're really built for all ages. We have a space capsule inside that people can sit in and get a sense of what it was like to be Alan Shepard and actually launched into space in the very first American space flight. We have the polar bears from Bill Bear's Bears. They're from his television stores in the 1950s and 60s. It's a great photo op. Who would think they'd find polar bears here in Central Florida? So we have all sorts of fun and interesting things going on in the History Center. And again, we tell the story of Central Florida's history, and that's what we're really all about. And it's such an interesting story and an untold story, and we think it's just a terrific couple-hour visit for anybody coming into Orlando.